The first time I experienced burnout symptoms, I had no idea why I was feeling these things, and I could not wrap my head around it. Why was I feeling these things? I was surrounded by such beauty of the Plettenberg Bay nature scenery. For those of you who don't know where that is, it's a beautiful little town in the Western Cape, South Africa, with its fynbos and oceans and mountains, and it's just absolutely incredibly breathtaking. And yet I was still feeling so terrible. So some of the physical symptoms that one can experience from having burnout can be headaches, low energy, sometimes heart palpitations, gastric issues such as constipation or diarrhea, and other symptoms for the mental side of things can be irritability and just easily emotional about little things. It could be if you accidentally drop something and you just burst into tears and you're in an absolute puddle on the floor, and you get easily confused about things, you aren't able to concentrate that well, and you can display odd behaviors such as putting your phone in the fridge or putting your toothbrush in the dustbin. Other things can be speech difficulties, forgetting basic words, and stumbling over yourself and not enunciating properly. Another thing that can occur as well is decision fatigue. You get home and your loved one is asking what would you like for supper, or what could they help with, or would you prefer this spice or this spice, and it's just too much and too overwhelming. So those are some of the symptoms that can occur with burnout. I vividly remember driving in Plettenberg Bay when it was my day off. I was driving to go to a place called Nature's Valley, and there was just beautiful fynbos around me and the dirt road, and I was just crying. I could not stop crying. Every day I would be crying, and I felt absolutely terrible. What was wrong with me? Was I such a horrible person to be crying like this? And it was only until 2 years later, when I attended a nurse's seminar weekend, where a lady who has a degree in psychology brought about the subject on burnout and compassion fatigue. And then I was brought back to that moment when I was driving in my car, tears in my eyes and wondering why. And it just opened up my eyes to realize what had gone on then and what was going on since then throughout my nursing career. And sure, it's been 10 years since I've been qualified, and it really has been a journey that I'm constantly on to be aware of these symptoms and the warning signs, and to know when to slow down, to figure out what works for me, and to put things into action. So this is just me bringing awareness on some of the symptoms that we should all be aware of. And in my next video, I'll point out a few things that help me to put things into action and helped me get out of those holes. The burnout cycle, it is a cycle, and it continues on and on based on the working environment, the workload, especially with caregivers. We're constantly experiencing secondhand trauma and even primary trauma, depending on how our colleagues treat us or how our clients treat us. And it's just hectic stuff we experience every day. And not being able to take time off. And those are the main causes for burnout. Yeah, those are some of the signs that we'll need to look out for. And I look forward to sharing my tips on what's helped me in the past. And as I said, I'm still learning, and I'm really excited to carry on learning and carry on practicing for my well-being and for the well-being of my patients and my clients and my loved ones. Please remember that you are enough, you are worthy, and you have a place in this world.